Hey guys, American Trucker here. Hey, I'm still in Springfield. This is Monday, I think it's the 5th. Monday, June, first Monday in June 2023, whatever date it is, 5th, I think. Anyways, I'm here at the Walmart. I'm about to stock up some groceries. There's a Walmart, there's a few Walmarts, but next to Springfield Terminal, but there's one just 5 minutes down the road. And I use personal conveyance, right? I don't have a load yet and a bobtail, so that definitely qualifies for a personal conveyance. I'm gonna grab some groceries and head back to the terminal, stay there tonight. That way my clock, I have a fresh clock first thing in the morning, and that's that. So I don't know what it is. I know I've said this in one of my other videos, but man, Springfield in Missouri, the state in general, I don't know what it is about this place. This don't seem like a very big city. Most time I feel like this is more in big cities. Maybe it's, I want to say better weather, but it gets pretty cold here from what I know, from where, compared to where I'm from. I'm from East Tennessee, but anyways, I'm saying that because there's just a lot of homeless people here. And I don't look down on homeless people. And I don't know who's who, but I will say I don't feel sorry for the people who aren't even trying. Now, I get it. I got it. Before you unsubscribe to the channel, there's people with mental health problems. That's the people that I'm not talking about, right? I'm talking about the guys who just give up, who had the, told their parents told them to, go to college, go to the military, get a job, do something, but you're getting out of the basement playing video games and you're, 18, 20 years old now. It's time to grow up, and they just decide to, pack their stuff, take the easy route and go live on the street and ask for, beg for money or whatever, because like I said, that's the easy route. So I'm not talking about the people that, now you can develop, I would imagine, if you live that lifestyle, I would imagine you can develop a mental, issue there by living that lifestyle and getting used to it, taking the easy route. But it's a habit that could be broken. But I guess maybe you just need to have the right motivation or critical event in life to get back on track. I don't know, but there's a lot of homeless people here. So if anybody knows, leave in the comments below if there's a reason for that. I go to a lot of big cities, but I think I've seen more in Springfield, Missouri than I feel like I have anywhere else. I go to the Walmart, they're there. I go 5 miles down the road to Planet Fitness, they're there. There's just a lot. Anyways, I'm getting off that topic, but so I'm trying to get a load going out tomorrow morning. Hopefully, again, freight abundance is just probably not the greatest at this moment, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Oh, and if you're on the Springfield terminal, I've only got a couple, maybe just one truck wash. There's a bug in here, so if you see me looking around, I had the windows down earlier, trying to not run the APU, save a little fuel, and there was a huge spider about as big around as a quarter crawled across the floor, and now there's some bug flying around here somewhere. I just seen him on the corner of my eye. But anyways, man, what was I talking about? Done got off on a tangent. 47 years old, that's just the way it goes. Oh, here it is. It's on that window. Let me let the window down. Keep going. It's walking up the... I don't know what y'all think I'm lying. Look at that. See him on top of that window right there? Go. Let's see if I can get him out. There we go. Hey, I don't want that son of a gun crawling on my face in the middle of the night. Alright, so now that's taken care of. But the reason why I had the windows down is there's a lake. I think it starts with an F. I can't even remember the name of it, but if you look up running trails near me or lakes near me and you're in Springfield at the terminal, there's a lake you can go to. I think it's the closest lake there is. I think it might be the only one within 15 minutes. It took about 15 minutes to get there from Prime Terminal, but I went there today and did a few push-ups, sit-ups, and I ran like 3 miles, and then when I got done running, I got in the lake and swam, rinsed off. You know, I was sweaty and everything. I always put like plastic on my seats anyways, but I was at least able to rinse off, get in the lake, go for a little swim. Man, it felt perfect. It was like 85 degrees out today, and by the time I got done running 3 miles, I was hot. Trust me, I was hot and sweating. And there's some dude, I told you guys, I'm not making stuff up. There's some dude, he's about to come up to me. Hang on, man, I'll show him to you. Maybe. I mean, they're just walking around everywhere. He's beating on drums, or he's got a folding chair, and he's got drumsticks in his hand, and he's about to ask me for money. Yeah, so there he is. But anyways, so yeah, you know, I feel sorry. Like I said, that man might be something. There may be something wrong with that guy. I hate not to help someone out, and I've definitely people that, in my mind, that don't mean it was fact, but in my mind, they definitely had some issues, and I don't just give them money, but I've a few times, really here in Springfield mostly, but some other places too. If I'm out walking or something like that, I will definitely ask them if they want any food. I'll give them food off the truck, some crackers, you know, I'll give them stuff to make a sandwich with. I don't care. Last time I was here, and it's been months, but last time I was here, I was walking by McDonald's. There was a guy right outside sitting there. I asked him if he was hungry, if he wanted some food. He looked like he fit the bill, and he said yes. I mean, immediately, just like that. He didn't even hesitate. Sometimes they'll just say no, you know, can I get the money or whatever, but I don't do that. But he immediately said yes. I mean, he didn't hesitate 1 second. So I went in there and I had no problem. I went in there, bought him food, and I brought it out and gave it to him. I asked him what he wanted to order, right? You know, what do you want on your sandwich? All that stuff. And I got him exactly what he wanted and brought it out to him. No problem. I have the money. I'm able to do that. You know, I enjoy helping people if I feel like they warrant it. Not to get back on the subject again, but if you just ain't trying in life, why should I try for you, right? That's my thing. Soft times breed soft men, right? You know, I was raised with tough love, so maybe it's just the way you're raised, or I don't know. But like I said, some of these guys have mental issues. They can't help it. And it's unfortunate that we live, not to get off into politics, but we got so much money. It's absolutely ridiculous how much money we have and how much money we waste, right? I hate paying taxes anymore these days. And the reason why I hate it is because I feel like, you know, I don't have the exact numbers or anything. I don't know exactly where my money goes, but our money, right, as United States citizens, the ones who pay taxes, our money, in my opinion, my money that's taken from me without asking, and I got it. I understand how it's supposed to work, but I feel like it's taken from me because it's not spent the way I would approve of 80 or 90% of it being spent, right? Cut out 80 to 90% of all the BS and the, you know, political agendas on both sides. That's right, I said both sides. And put it towards something like mental health for people who warrant mental health care that's living on the streets. I mean, there's just so much we could do, right? And the ones who are on the streets, who are fixable, right? Who are just lazy or whatever, that's still part of mental health. Get them in some kind of institution, get them in some kind of program, right? And use my money to help those guys get out and get a job and be a productive member of society. That's just the way I feel. Try not to get off on a rant, but I just did, I guess. But you know, it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you see it firsthand, and I see it more when I leave East Tennessee, right? I guess, I don't know, it's just different. We have people that are homeless in East Tennessee. You know, we have some of the same problems. We have people that are on, you know, drugs and all this other stuff. And I'm not even getting started on fentanyl. That'll get my blood pressure up. But we have people in those situations, but maybe it's just not as many or something, or for some reason I don't see it. I really think there's not as many most people are raised where I'm from that you go to work, you go to the military, or you go to college. You have 3 options. You don't live in mom and dad's basement until you're 30 trying to figure out what you want to do down there, finger painting, playing PlayStation, and, you know, whatever, Call of Duty or whatever they do now, you know, and then 30 years old, start figuring out what you want to do. Not where I'm from. That's just not how it works. Maybe we're old-fashioned. Maybe we're behind the times. You know, people say we talk slow, we got an accent, you know, we ain't that smart. But hey, at the end of the day, we got some pride, at least where I'm from. Maybe where you're from too. I don't know where, if you're watching this video, where you're from, but that's just the way I was raised. Maybe it's old school. Maybe we need a little more old school back in our society. But it's true though, soft times breed soft men. I learned that firsthand. I went to Iraq 3 times. I did 3 combat tours over there, and they didn't have much, right? We kicked the crap out of them every time we turned around. Every time, you know, they had to be very resourceful in how they fought us, right? They couldn't fight us one-on-one, head on. There was just no way. We had the equipment, we had the training, we had the endless amount of money, all that stuff. But they kept coming back, kept being resourceful, kept adapting to every one of our tactics, and then finding a way around them. But, you know, those guys over in Iraq and Afghanistan, they've been fighting wars their whole lives. So my point is on that is they haven't had anything hardly their whole lives. Half of them don't have electricity, running water, you know, don't even have a bathroom in their house. You think our people are poor? Our people who think they're poor, who get, you know, welfare, food stamps, and all these other outlets whenever they, you know, need it, food banks and all that stuff, which is fine for the people who deserve it and who need it. But that ain't poor. You go to some of these third world countries, you'll see poor. You'll see a whole different light. But anyways, yeah, so the tax thing, I'm not too happy about paying taxes, because I'm not happy about where my money is going. Let me turn my lights off here. Oh, it's so bad here also in Springfield. We don't have this back home either. There's this, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it says Bronson, I don't know, security. I see these trucks here, and I see them in other places too, but I see them here a lot. They have security guards roaming around the parking lot, inside. I think they're armed, to be honest with you. I don't know how that works in this day and age when you can't even stop somebody from shoplifting anymore, I feel like. But anyways, I think there was actually a point to this video when I started, but I don't know what it is now. I got off on too many rants. So this video's over 13 minutes. It's getting kind of long. But if you got any comments about anything I've said, by all means, don't ask me to apologize for any of my values or any of my values that was taught to me that you hear me say here, that I think people should work hard, earn their own way in life, not depend on others, as long as they're capable, and then just not making excuses. That's just the way I can't be any different way. That's just the way I am. But anyways, one other thing I want to talk about was I may have got the tax situation straightened out on when I bought this truck. And so real quick, not to make this much longer, but some people were asking about the taxes on this truck, and I'll give you a better confirmed video once I know 100%. But basically, I live in Tennessee, so it may be different state by state. But I bought this truck outright, and then when I went to the DMV, I have the title right over here, but when I went to the DMV to register it in my name, to put the title in my name, I explained to them what I was doing, and I explained to them that I'm leased on the Prime, running underneath their authority, and they gave me some paperwork, and they said, take this back to Prime, have them fill it out and sign it, and then come back, and then we'll register your truck in your name, but you won't have to pay sales tax, which is a lot of money. right? And it didn't really sound right to me. So I asked her the question. I explained to her I'm not leasing a truck, which I thought at first that's what she thought I was doing. I explained to her that I own the truck outright. I'm just an independent contractor now, and I'm leased on to Prime, which meaning I'm just really working for Prime with a contract between us, me and them, pulling Prime's freight and their trailers. But I'm an independent business owner, with this vehicle being my own. And I thought there was some confusion at first, and she thought that I was leasing one of their trucks. And that, we went back and forth. I wanted like maybe 4 or 5 times just to make sure I was clear on that. And she said, I completely understand. She even called the supervisor over there and said, everything that she was saying, she made sure that it was correct. And she said, just take this paperwork to Prime, have them sign it, and bring it back, and you shouldn't have to pay sales tax, or you won't. She said you won't have to. I'm saying shouldn't right now because I'll still believe it when I see it. It sounds too good to be true. But I'll get more into that. I don't know if that's just a Tennessee thing. I brought the truck from Pedigree Sales, which is in Prime Terminal. They take Prime's trucks that they're in their life cycle, where they're ready to sell them, or to the general public, and that's what I bought it from. Who I bought it from. So it's been a Prime truck its whole life, a fleet truck. I know they take care of their trucks. They do their services on them on a regular basis and things like that. But anyways, so I got the paperwork from the DMV. I'm back here in Springfield, and I had a little bit of a runaround. I started off at Success Leasing, which is where you lease a truck from Prime, but that's also where I did my contract to lease on to Prime underneath their authority. So I started there. I'm not saying anything bad about Prime or Success Leasing or anything like that, but it's a huge organization. In every section you go to, there's usually multiple people with multiple, I guess you could say, education levels or experience levels working in that department. So I went to the front, explained to them what I was looking for. The woman at the front at Success Leasing went over and asked another person, because the woman at the front didn't know. That person came back and said, it has nothing to do with us. We don't sign it. You're not leasing a truck. You own the truck. And I said, I understand that. But the DMV explained to me that even though I own the truck, bought it through Pedigree Sales, that this is where I need to come and have it signed. So there was just a miscommunication or whatever, misunderstanding. And so she sent me back over to Pedigree Sales, where I bought the truck from, saying that they would be the ones that would take care of any signatures if there was to be any. So I went to Pedigree Sales, did some back and forth, and Pedigree Sales walked me over to permit section because they wasn't 100%. So this is what I'm saying. You just got to be careful and kind of be diligent, and don't, if you run into an issue, maybe ask someone else or get a second opinion. But Pedigree Sales started to tell me, that's not how it works. But then another guy come over and he said, well, maybe. So let's go over here to permit section. So the permits section I went over there, talked to them, and then they said that is how it works, and that is correct what the DMV told me in Tennessee. I said, it might be different state by state, but she said that was correct, but I had to go back to Success Leasing since that's where I did my contract through, and they would be the ones to sign it. So she made a phone call back over there, talked to a different person, which I think was the assistant manager. So someone, you would think if she's the assistant manager versus someone who was not, maybe she has a little more experience, in that situation. I don't know. But anyway, she said, thumbs up, no problem, come back over here, and then we'll sign it. So I went back to Success Leasing, made sure that we were all on the same page. She knew exactly what I was talking about. She put all the information in and signed it. So that's what the DMV told me to do. So now I'm going to, when I head back through, I don't know if I'll get a load going back through, but if not, when I go back on home time, I'll stay out here for about a month this time, but I'm going to go back on home time, and I'll get that taken care of. And then if I turn it in and she says, hey, good to go, sends off for the title, and I get it back in my name and don't have to pay taxes, I will be very happy. Because that's I'd have to do the math on it, but we have 7% sales tax in Tennessee. And like I said, I think this is maybe just a state by state thing. And, you know, there's maybe an exemption that Tennessee has for, you know, truck drivers or business owners, or combination of that, or whatever the case may be. I'm not complaining. If they say I don't have to pay taxes, and I got this paper signed just like they said, and I follow their instructions, and I don't get hit for that, then, you know, I'm not going to complain about not shelling out $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, whatever the tax rate, you know, whatever the tax comes out to be. Especially since I just replaced a radiator, which cost me $3,000 and $5,000 for the tow, so about $3,500. But yeah, I won't be mad about that at all, and I won't complain, and I won't ask no questions. I'll turn it in. They say you're good to go, then hey, they mail me back that title from, you know, Nashville, which is where our, you know, main DMV is in Tennessee. But I get that sucker back in 6 weeks in my name, and then hey, that's good to go. Right now it says, so this might have been the issue, I don't know, but so right now it says, there's a title here I got the title, I just don't have it switched over completely in my name yet. And you don't have to, obviously. I've been running since January out here, you know, without the title in my name. I just need to have insurance, of course, and then I'm under Prime's authority and all the stuff like that. So there's no issue about really whose name it is, you know, unless I was trying to sell it or something like that. But it says Success Leasing. So anytime the word leasing versus leased on, right, that can get real confusing. If I'm leasing a truck with Prime, or if I say someone who's don't know the difference, if I say I'm leased on to Prime under their authority, I'm leasing my, you know, it gets confusing. So depending on who you talk to, again, their experience level, they may or may not know who you're talking about. But if this works out, then hopefully, if I can get out of not paying sales tax, I'm not going to be mad. And if I do, it's not illegal. I'm doing exactly what I was told to do. So somebody going to comment on here, you're not paying your fair share or something like that. I mean, I'm doing exactly what the DMV told me to do. And if it works out, I'm not mad. Again, you know how I'm about taxes. If you want to spend my tax money the way I would approve for it being spent, at least half of it. If at least 50% of my taxes, that'd probably be the minimum, though. I just feel like it should be 100%. But if I had any say so, and at least 50% of my taxes were spent the way I would bless off on, or check the box on, you know, I wouldn't be as anti-paying taxes. But when half the people don't pay taxes, you know, because they're scamming the system, and they're getting my tax money because they don't want to work and earn their own money and all that stuff, yeah, it pisses me off, right? It should piss off every American. It should piss off anybody who pays taxes and does the right thing legally. So therefore, what it's done is brought me to the point to where, you know, I'm discouraged about paying taxes because I feel like it's being frivolously spent. I don't know what year it was, last year, whatever. One year I looked into, like, you know, there's thousands of things, but just for an example, they spent like $1 million, $1 million, and this might have even been years ago, so that's a lot more money then, but $1 million to one scientist to study whether or not wearing a hat causes male pattern baldness. Right? So his study lasted a year, and our government, our tax money, and there's things worse than that. It just sounds absolutely crazy. You think it's probably not even true, but our tax money is spent on stuff like that. Who gives a crap? $1 million? You're going to take $1 million, you know, from the taxpayer and give it to a guy to study? Give me $100 and I'll tell you, who gives a crap? That's the answer. Study $1 million to study whether or not wearing a hat. If you're that concerned about it, if you're concerned about going bald and it runs in your family or whatever, and you think a hat will prevent that, don't wear a hat. You don't need money for that. But it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, all right, this is way too long. It's 24 minutes now. If you want to subscribe, do that. Leave a comment. If you have anything that chaps your ass about, you know, where our tax money is spent, or you have a good example, put that in the comments below. You know, to give me and some other people some comic relief. And I say it's funny, but it's really not. But it's just interesting to see where our tax dollars go. So Google it, fact check it, make sure it's you know, at least realistic or not. I don't care if you make something up or not. It's still funny, but it's disheartening though to know that we have so much wealth in this country and it's just being misspent. I'm trying not to turn this channel into a political channel, but man, I got so much on my mind when it comes to politics. I could easily do a full channel of just politics, 100%. I could do politics a lot more than I could, and or just morals, ethics, values that are not being taught in this country. You know, things like that. Things that are just ruining this country. I could do a whole channel on that. So, I'm just trying not to go that route because it's usually nothing positive. And for whatever reason, people don't want to hear positive stuff. They want to hear negative. They want to see, you know, YouTubers going back and forth fighting each other. They want to, you know, all the views and stuff on YouTube are people beating each other up, you know, just junk like that, man. It just rots your brain. So now I'm definitely rambling. I'm gonna go in here and get some groceries, fill the truck up with some healthy food as much as possible, and stock up. And I have a goal to lose 10 pounds. I know some of you people are going to say I don't need to or whatever. It doesn't matter where you're at. Everybody's different, right? I do have a goal to lose 10 pounds. 9 pounds now. I'm already 1 pound down. I started a day and a half, 2 days ago. So about 9 pounds. I want to get down to 175. I weigh about 186 now. 185. I started at 186. I weigh about 185, 184, I guess. Now, I'm trying to get down to 175 at least. I like doing cardio, and as I put a little bit of weight on over the years, it messes with my cardio. So, but it's summer now. I'll be doing a lot more running, a lot more cardio outside. I'm gonna try to do some swimming, things like that. But anyways, leave a comment, like, subscribe. If you got any questions about coming to Prime, let me know in the comments below. I will swap information with you, get a hold of you. I've already talked to a few guys about coming here, about training, about different things. And I'll just give you, you know, my opinion from my experience so far. I don't have a lot of experience, but I can give you my opinion from where I'm at now. All right, guys, that's it. We'll talk to you later. American Trucker, I'm out.